Well, we got a whole full weekend of Premier League action. 10 games coming at us. It should be good one. We got quite a few really, really interesting matchups. Let's get into it. This is Red Card Radio. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're listening from. Thanks for tuning in. Red Card Radio is a weekly look at the Premier League from some number of friends who support different clubs. My name's James. I support Arsenal. That's Sean. He supports Tottenham. That's Brad. He supports Chelsea. That's Joel. Still with us this week, still supporting Newcastle. And I did a different intro for orientation each episode this week. So I don't know if you guys caught that, but we did our order introduction different every day. If you're new here, please ring that subscribe button, ring the sub notification bell if you're on YouTube, if you're on the podcast sites, give us a follow, rate it 5 stars if you would. Do all the things that normal podcast people would ask you to do. Those things would really fill us with joy, and we'd be very, very appreciative of it. With all of that stuff out of the way, got quite a lot of games. We do have a couple comments we need to get into. And yeah, so I want to hit those comments first. So, Sean, we have a definitive answer about our alliteration question from last week.
Yeah,
And
this was good. So should we propose it to Joel first?
it probably doesn't matter because I'm about to
He did.
the,
He
the,
didn't listen.
the
All right,
linguist
go ahead.
the linguist that I know quite well because she's my sister. Okay, so Kate, who I said would be the definitive answer on this, says, "Bro, me," referring to me. "I'm sorry to tell you that you are incorrect. The repeated R at the beginning of the two words does create alliteration. The sound you wanted with the same vowel sounds is similar device called assonance. You can combine the two devices and get the same initial consonant sounds and the same vowel sounds, but you don't need both for alliteration." Not entirely what my point was, but I'm willing to concede that R and R in any sense is alliterative.
Alliteration.
I'm willing to concede that at this point. I was willing to concede it last week as we were having the conversation, but or at least I should say I was willing to concede it at 5 minutes after we finished recording. But I wanted to get ahead. But I don't shy away from times when I'm incorrect, and I was incorrect last week. So just needed to get that out of the way. And now that our English lesson,
When it's
English
when it's
lesson.
yes, our English lesson. Now that our English lesson is over for the week, we shall.
Assonance is when it's the vowels. That was the word I was searching for.
That's what Kate was telling
There
us.
is a word that's a word for when the vowels make
Yes.
the alliteration, or what? Well, they make the assonance.
Yes, correct. Will had a comment in response, but I'm not going to read it because it does get away from the point of this podcast slightly. But we do really appreciate those comments, even when they're off the wall. Jimmy, I know you had a lot of comments last week, and I do appreciate every single one of them. Couldn't get to all of them, and I should apologize that apparently I labeled last week's review episode as the preview. So my bad. Okay, match week 20, football. The important things that Red Card Radio is here for. Okay, so weekend kicks off with Liverpool and Chelsea. That's a good one, Brad, right? Excited for that one?
Mid-table clash. Yeah, actually, I'm excited for that one.
The battle for ninth. We got Bournemouth and Forest, Leicester and Brighton, Southampton host Villa, West Ham host Everton. We got Newcastle heading down to Crystal Palace. Leeds Brentford kicks off Sunday morning. We got City and Wolves, Arsenal and United, and rounding out the weekend is Fulham hosting Spurs. So I think we need to start with this Liverpool-Chelsea match. Both teams desperately need a victory. So both are tied on 28 points, which is currently 10 points off the pace for fourth.
Yeah.
10 points behind third place Newcastle. Which
and double figures. Wow.
Yeah.
Love it. So this match is like when you pull both of your trash cans to the corner of the curb and let the city pick up your crap. That's what this. It's just this is just crud versus crud, and this is almost as bad as Southampton. Well, not even Southampton Villa.
Watching Hugo Lloris in goal.
It might be. Look at him getting defensive. Look at him getting defensive.
All right. So let me kick this directly to you, Brad. Um,
Yeah.
are you confident going into this match?
Kepa in my net?
I don't know. You tell me.
No, it is. It is Kepa. And look, Kepa's had really good performances. His save percentage is up high. He's had a lot of misses. That Fulham game is 100% on him. Um,
Same to the City game.
yeah, and the City game. But look, shout out to Kepa though, because with those stinkers, we got Joao Felix and Mudrik.
Quick aside: Joao Felix will not be playing in this match because he's suspended.
Correct.
Just throwing that out there.
And Liverpool won their Liverpool won in the
suspended for
FA Cup
what?
today. Liverpool won in the FA Cup this week, so he will be able to play in the Lizzie remake match makeup for the Queen's death. It was Liverpool Chelsea was postponed because of that game. Had they lost to Wolves today, there was talk that like the third game we'd be making up with Liverpool would have been his
the
other
red
game
card.
out.
Got it. He got a red card in
The
his
red card.
Because we have a break until February 3rd, the FA Cup week, because we have both been sitting out that they would have made up the game then.
Got it.
So we'll have Joao back for the reverse fixture. I hope we see Mudrik. I don't think he's playing all 90 minutes. I don't know. I think we win. I hope we win.
If you lose, is top four gone?
A top four is already gone, bro.
So you think Chelsea
there has to be complete chaos and buffoonery from Newcastle United, Tottenham, Brighton, Liverpool for us to have a shot.
Okay, let me say it to you like this. Yes, there's a lot of teams in between you guys, but Manchester United play Arsenal this week. If Arsenal beat Manchester United as we would probably expect, and then Chelsea beat Liverpool, you're only 7 points off of United. So like, boom, made up ground there. Spurs have to.
I think if we lose, then the best we can hope for is Europa League. Even if we win, I think we get Europa League.
Okay.
I don't think we're getting top four.
You think there's just no chance at this point?
10 points off of United and Newcastle. I mean, Tottenham's going to implode. So like,
haven't they already?
Have smelled like the Conte implosion is coming. Explosion is coming. It already has already started. Can Fulham keep up the pace? Does Brighton have the depth? Does Brentford have the depth? And then can Liverpool put it together?
Chelsea's
goal question marks on all, huh?
Chelsea's goal difference is also far inferior to.
Oh yeah, we have one
above them.
Well,
I mean, Fulham and Brentford. You can't really consider Fulham and Brentford
and United
rivals.
You guys are 7
at 8 1 versus 8. Like seven goals can be made up.
You're not getting. I mean, to Newcastle, City, Arsenal.
Oh level. No, definitely not. Definitely not.
No, and that could be a factor.
Goal difference. Yes.
But if Man United keep winning, they've won 5 on the bounce. Theirs is only going to get better. I don't know. That could be a factor.
That's why I'm with you. That's why I'm saying, like, I think Champions League ship is like, if it's not out of the docks, the anchor is being pulled up right now.
Are you less confident about this game because of Liverpool or because of Chelsea? Like, I guess my question: you think that Chelsea, you're more concerned about how bad Chelsea are than how good Liverpool are?
Correct.
Okay. All right. I don't know. Do you guys do either you two feel differently about this? Do you guys think Chelsea have Liverpool's number? Do you think Liverpool's gonna?
I think Liverpool probably win.
It's at Anfield.
It's at Anfield, exactly. Both teams are in pretty bad form. I mean, Liverpool, Gakpo hasn't got going yet. They've got Salah. They've got so many good players. Darwin Nunez, he's not great, but he works flipping hard.
Yeah.
Like they've got Liverpool
Salah was playing a false 9 today at some point during the game.
Yeah, when he replaced Gakpo.
Yeah, I guess they flip flop back and forth in the Gegenpress, but I
Oh,
would just trust Klopp more than Potter.
I think Chelsea have too many injury issues as well.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, Liverpool's missing the heart of their defense too. So
Which just seems like a systemic issue. If you have injury issues year after year after year after year that are multiple players among your team, that's probably something you need to address.
You might
well, we
think so.
did, we did. We just haven't finished addressing the problem. We started. We cleared everybody out.
It's just
They
it's
just
just a
haven't put
problem
more people in.
when you don't see other top flight clubs experiencing that type of issue. Like everybody gets everybody gets injuries, but it just
We
seems
have
like
one player that's
year,
gotten in. We've had
every
one player that's gotten injured. Well, two players have gotten injured the past 2 years
just well, it
that
just
have.
seems like every year you blame injuries
I mean, you
as
can say three
why
because
you're.
of Chilwell, but I don't put Chilwell in the same class as Reece James and Conte.
In terms of skill level, or
I'm,
There's a skill level and importance to Chelsea.
I'm all I'm saying is when it's multiple years stacked on top of each other, you need to start looking at your staff.
Well, they did.
What is causing these injuries to happen?
So I'm saying. Bowley's done that. We just haven't hired the replacements yet.
I think
That's
Reece
also
James
that's also
one.
a problem.
I think he's just one of those players that's just very injury prone. Like you get those types of players that just
yeah,
get
It's
injured.
okay.
which is quite the shame
And
for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a very good player. He's
I hope
just
he. I
one of
hope he
those.
gets it. Like can get games and like.
Because the thing is,
turn
the problem
injury bug around.
the problem is like he's gonna get a run of games in at the end of the season, and then
It's
like
just like,
we'll probably turn around and start next season. He'll probably get another injury at the beginning of next season or something crazy
oh no,
like that. And
he
then
should be back February.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. He'll get a good run of
Yeah.
games in at the end of this season, and then something will happen. And I don't know. It reminds me
Like
a
I
lot of
think he
like
might be
Jack
back for
Wilshere,
Fulham.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
like
So
player with immense promise and immense talent, and it just like, nah, just can't be on the pitch for long enough to make the impact.
but I'm gonna say we win. But shout out to Tim Seed and the pain we will suffer Saturday morning. I don't know how pretty of a game this is gonna be.
I don't know. I think this probably could be a really good, fun, exciting game to watch. I think that Liverpool are going to approach this game as a must-win game, and I think Chelsea ought to as well. But I also think that Graham Potter is willing to try and not lose this match compared to trying to win it. It's kind of the same sense that with Newcastle when they went to Arsenal. Newcastle's goal was more like don't lose the game. I think that's kind of the way that Chelsea will approach the game rather than
Yeah,
let's
I mean,
try
if we
and
get a
win it.
point from it, if we win at Anfield, that's huge. If we get a point at Anfield, that's awesome.
Yeah, you would say going into any season, a point away at Anfield, a point away at Manchester City, and you feel like that's good.
Yeah.
But then when you lose at home
So if you look,
that's the
I
point.
was going to say, if you look at the table right now, a draw doesn't matter if it's at Liverpool or not is not good enough for
Yeah,
Chelsea right now.
it suits neither team.
Yeah.
It hurts both teams. Yeah.
So
We'll
I
see.
think it might be a good game. It might not be a good game. Quick shout out to the Bournemouth Forest game and the West Ham Everton match. These are who would have thought in 2023 that West Ham United and Everton would be a relegation.
What's the line, Sean?
19 pointer, 600 pointer.
Sure.
It's a 6,000 pointer. Who cares?
This is
y'all just make up points when you say it's relegation 6-pointer.
Exactly. But this is a relegation. It's got a relegation impact here because West Ham are in 18th, Everton are in 19th.
What was the alliteration we came up with last week? Relegation
Rumble, probably.
Rumble roulette.
It was Rumble.
That's not an alliteration, or that is an alliteration.
Yeah, relegation rumble. This is a relegation rumble. Two of them.
Still don't like that.
Surely Frank Lampard hasn't got long left if Everton lose.
Or surely David Moyes hasn't got long left if West Ham lose.
David Moyes has proven he's a good manager in the Premier League. He got to the semi-finals of the Europa League. He got them in the European places.
He's
a bad year, but Lampard, he's consistently dragging teams down.
Yeah,
this might be a El Sacchio.
And the thing about this, Matt, I agree with you, Joel. There's a lot of unrest at Everton right now. Like the
you see the confrontation with Yerry Mina?
No, what happened?
And after the Southampton game, fans confronted Yerry Mina, saying like, "You've got to like, why is no one trying? Like, what's going on? Like, this is like outside in the street."
Okay.
And Yerry Mina is defending himself, defending the team, but like the fans are angry at Everton.
Well, I mean, like
They kicked the board couldn't come to the game.
well, some information has come out about that. So the board released a statement before the last match saying that like we can't the board has been advised not has been told they're not allowed to come to the stadium because of credible threats against them. Apparently the Merseyside police didn't report any threats made against them. So apparently the Everton board is being um, maybe loose with the way that they define a threat against them. But there's just all kinds of weird unrest that's going on there. Apparently, investors have walked away from potential investment into Everton. This just kind of screams to me like a team that feels like it's going down.
Fingers crossed.
How do you hate Everton so much?
They're the Scouse Mackems. That's how Newcastle fans would say.
They're the
Mackems.
worst.
They're just
worst of the Scouts.
Sunderland, and so Sunderland's our biggest rival. So if you just call them the Scouts Mackems, I just can't stand them. I think they're a terrible club. I'd love to see them gone.
Yeah, all right, fair enough.
It's,
Longest standing top flight club other than one.
second
Yep.
longest.
That's good.
Other than one specific, not very big club in London.
Definitely the smallest club in London.
Smallest club in London, other than one small, very teeny tiny club in London.
So I can't see you guys below me right now. All right, Palace Newcastle. Joel, how do you feel about this? Palace seem to be in a bit of a funk right now. They're sit lower half of the table, but it's a difficult ground to go to.
It is. You have to go. Newcastle's form, you have to expect them to go and get a result and go win. Why not? I mean, Palace again, always a hard. You never know. Palace are a tough team. Vieira's got them set up well, but they're mid-table, lower mid-table, not really looking like they're going down, not going to challenge upwards.
They're 12th right now, 22 points.
Yeah, the only thing with Newcastle is their best players out, Guimaraes, Bruno. So that's the only downside, but I think that they bring Joelinton back into the middle and put Sam Maximan or Isak, whatever, on the wing.
I don't know that like losing your engine in the midfield is can be very detrimental to a team. I mean, you look at like I'm going to bring up Arsenal because that's who I watch the most. But like you lose Partey in the middle for Arsenal, and a lot changes for Arsenal. We look significantly less fluid, and so losing Guimaraes is going to have a profound impact, I think, on the way. I will be surprised if Newcastle are able to easily cope with missing him.
Yeah, I think Newcastle should still expect to win the game, but I don't think it's going to be like a 3-0 away at Leicester or a 4-1 away at Southampton. I think it's going to be a scrappy, close, rough, tough game, but I think they should win.
Okay. Should we look at this Arsenal United match? So United are 5 wins on the bounce. Erik Ten Hag has them playing very, very well. If we look at the reverse fixture, I think most people would agree that United were lucky to win that game that day, but that
their only loss so far.
Correct. Yeah. And that. So I look at this. Okay, this is going to be the company line right now. But if Arsenal want to win the Premier League, they have to win this game. They can't not win this game. They have to win this game. I am about as apprehensive about this match as I was about the North London Derby. Arsenal Manchester United is a historic rivalry. Like there's a lot of bad blood between these teams, and these games are always very tense, in my opinion. I think Arsenal are a better team. I think Arsenal have better players. But I still I worry about this match. For whatever reason, I worry. I think we should beat them. I think we will beat them. But there's just something about United that it's just always there with Manchester United.
Rashford's in the form of his life as well.
Yeah, he's playing very well. Bruno's playing very well. De Gea is playing very well. The defense is sorted with Martinez and Varane in the middle. And even so, like with Martinez, I don't think he has even reestablished his starting position after the World Cup. I think it's been Luke Shaw and Varane playing in the middle. So, like,
it's going to be a good, juicy game. It's going to be good.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I was expecting referee shenanigans last week for the North London Derby. Maybe I should just be expecting referee shenanigans for this match. I haven't looked up who the referees are yet. I should do that right now. While Sean talks about Fulham and Spurs.
Ooh.
Okay, as a quick aside, Sean, you guys have already played Manchester City by the time this podcast is recording.
Yeah, we have City before this.
Yes, I would. We
have successfully won 2-1.
We were supposed to talk about this on the Wednesday episode. So you think that Chelsea
have already won 2-1?
Okay, all right. You heard it here first.
At this point of you listening to this podcast, we have already won
3-1. You said
2-1.
2-1.
It was a first half goal, a great goal by De Bruyne, a worldie, if you will, and then Spurs just imposed their will in the second half, just like we always do.
I'm gonna go 4-0 Man City. I think it's gonna be a whitewash.
Do you think City finally bangs in all the goals that like their XG says they should have?
I think City will get 3 or 4. Probably I'm going 4.
If there's some way that Spurs win this game, I will be ecstatic. Like there's no way that City lose 2 in a row and that this Spurs team is the one that did it to them. There's no chance. Spurs are losing about.
You guys are forgetting the golden rule of Spurs is City are too robotic, and they don't understand that we don't know what we're doing. They don't compute that.
I assumed you were going to go with like expect the unexpected.
No, they don't. No.
Yes.
All that City knows is if you do this, then I do this. They have a computed response to whatever you do. So when you don't know what you're doing, that's when you beat them. They're too robotic. And we have no idea what we're doing. Okay. None of them. Especially Royal has to start. That's number one. Because no one on Tottenham knows what Royal's doing.
Okay.
That has to be number one.
I mean, Tottenham is City's boogeyman, like they have been for forever. So like I don't like Crystal Palace is Tottenham.
We've beaten them something like 6 out of the last 8 times we've met.
Yeah.
It's a ridiculous run.
Let's do it.
XG is like 27-7.
Yes, it's something ridiculous.
Hey,
like City just can't score.
I'm here for it. Let's get a Tottenham victory, right? Like, right, Joel? That's the best case scenario.
We need 3 points, something fierce.
For me, yeah. I mean, no. I think a City win is better for me for Newcastle.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you're knocking the chasers back then.
Newcastle are not in a title race. We're in a Carabao Cup final race. That's what we are. And we're just enjoying the season.
Why don't you go for the FA Cup this year? You should put all your eggs in the FA Cup basket, right?
Well, we're out of the FA Cup.
So. Oh, dang.
Oh.
Yeah. We're in the Carabao. But you know what? It was tactical genius from Eddie Howe because now in the week between the 2 semi-final legs, we have no FA Cup game.
Exactly. He's thinking 10 steps ahead. All right, Sean. Well, then after having you guys have just beat Manchester City on Wednesday, and now you go to Fulham on Monday. If you guys just beat City, that means you're going to lose about 6-0 to Fulham, right?
Mitrovic is gonna Mitrovic, so we're gonna win 2-1, just like the reverse picture. I called it last time. I said we were gonna go up 1. Mitrovic was gonna Mitrovic. He did it about the 60th or so minute, and then we scored to take the lead. It's going to happen just the same.
So
Mitrovic 1 goal, late 60s. We're going to have the go-ahead goal after that.
Okay. So you guys heard it here first. Spurs are winning 2 on the bounce.
2-1.
Both 2-1.
6
Both
points.
2-1.
6 points when you
6
guys
points out of this entire week.
when you guys check back next week.
Oh,
Spurs
We've
will
already
be
got 3 points.
Spurs will be firmly in the top 4 this time next week.
it's
No, we've
either
already-
that. It's either that or Conte's not going to be there anymore.
I'll put my money more on that one, to be honest.
They're not going to sack Conte.
They're not sacking
They might
Conte.
just peace out and be like, bump this, I'm out.
They're just not going to back him.
I don't
They're
know.
like, oh, you need a world-class defender. The best we can do is Langley on a loan.
I don't think that was necessarily a bad signing when it was proposed.
It's not a bad signing, and it's poor for me to bring that up. But like, oh, you need when you got to Juve, you had Barzagli, Bonucci, and Chiellini. Oh, you would like that again? Oh, well, the best we could produce is Langley on a loan. Like, when you put it side by side,
and Dyer in the middle.
and Dyer in the middle, like, come on. Like, if you want to give a 3-5-2 manager, you knew he was a 3-5-2 manager before you signed him.
Yeah.
So you knew you were going to have to invest in the back line.
And you guys
they have chose not to.
I think you guys have been playing 3 at the back for a while now, because I think Mourinho was playing 3 at the back. I think Nuno was playing 3 at the back. So
you have just chose not to invest in the back line so far.
Well, then I guess you guys should be happy to know that we'll be back next week, and you can hear Sean gloating about all these 6 points.
Yes, all the 6 points that I just got.
Yeah, just put them in the bank. Just when you guys check back next week, Spurs will be on 39 points. Or, 39 points.
Yeah, easy.
Still only, how many points behind Arsenal will you be? How many
8.
points? You guys are
A minimum of 8.
8.
Assuming Arsenal lose.
Oh, okay. We're not assuming that. I reject that claim, sir. Let us know. Let us know in the comments what you guys think is going to happen this week. If you're an Everton supporter, tell us why Frank Lampard should get the sack or shouldn't get the sack. We'd love to hear from you guys, and we will do our best to get those comments baked into next week's episodes. Hit us up on Twitter. Join our Discord. That's in the description. But on Twitter, that's at KSBradG. That's at Joel Findley16. Sean is at Whiteheart_Sean. I'm at James Tiffany. Collectively, we are at redcard_radio. And we would love to hear from you. Looking forward to doing this again next week for you guys. And so we will see you next time. Joel, as always, thank you so much for joining us this week. Really appreciate it. You improved the podcast tenfold. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, guys. I enjoy it immensely. It's always good fun.
Awesome. Well, you guys have a good week. We will catch you guys next time.